What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the fact that both Global and JP are getting a World Tournament at about the same time. I don't think we've actually had that for quite a while, actually. Of course, JP, we are going to be on our 24th tournament, and then obviously Global, you're going to be on your 21st tournament. So Global, if I remember correctly, when it came to this particular tournament, because we got like a bunch of Dragon Ball units, a bunch of new Dragon Ball units. So like it was the Int Jackie Chung and all that kind of stuff. I also believe this is the time when the LR Piccolo got changed to the LRTN. I'm not 100% sure on that because, again, Global changes things here. So when you guys get your data in mind or your data downloaded and all that stuff, let me know down in the comments below if you happen to be watching this at the time. But it is potentially the time that you are going to be getting the LRTN. He's not a bad card. I mean, for a free-to-play unit, he's not bad by any means. So yeah, he's kind of interesting if you want to be going for him. He is, of course, the local ranking prize, so that's something right there. By the way, Global, quick side note, do not go for this banner. I do not care what your reasoning is. Do not go for it because it is, yes, guaranteed SSR, but it is guaranteed featured SSR, meaning that LR Majin Vegeta and LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku are going to be very, very hard to pull, and this is right before Year 3 celebrations about to happen for you guys. Do not summon on it. Just don't, okay? I know someone's going to be like, man, look at what this pull and everything. I'm going to be like, no, no, just no. Just no, just go sit in the corner right now, okay? Do not do it, okay? But anyway, so Global, your World Tournament is going from the 21st to the 25th. That's a long World Tournament, not going to lie there. JP, we, of course, go Friday to the 20th and then till Sunday. Of course, this is Japan time. Global, this is Pacific Standard Time, I'm guessing. Yeah, Pacific Standard Time. Okay. But anyway, so I'm personally not gonna lie, I like the shorter World Tournaments. So in terms of the information though, for JP though, on this cell here, we don't know any details on this guy. Probably Tuesday we're going to see something, so just keep in mind right there. Farm up your support units or support items as always. I love this stage. I wish it was around every single day. Unfortunately, never will be, but that is what it is. So anyway, I wanted to go over kind of like some updated World Tournament teams right now for June 2018 because, especially over on JP, we have one particular leader that has made quite a couple of units kind of like, oh, it's actually not bad. You're actually really good. You're actually potentially really good now, depending on if you put orbs into him or if you farmed him up and all that kind of stuff. So I want to go over that particular team. By no means is this team particularly the best. And then I have a couple of other teams as well that are just kind of like, yeah, we kind of know about them already. And one of them particularly might be the better team. But in terms of, I think, a little bit more variety and a lot easier to maybe get certain super attacks off, I personally think this team is going to be my personal favorite to use. So anyway, let's get into the little builder's guide, essentially, I guess. So anyway, this is the team right here, and it is utilizing the Pure Saiyan category. Now, a quick disclaimer I'm going to say right now. Anyone who thinks that they can go ahead and take the STR Goku when it comes to the Pure Blood Saiyan teams, that Kaioken one from the Slug event and everything like that, he only gives +2 ki and 30% up in the stats. He's not meant to go into 30 times difficulty and everything like that. So there are a lot better units in terms of leader skill wise if you don't have this Vegeta per se, okay? So there are quite a couple of there are some units in here that have definitely gotten a buff and everything for the World Tournament. And it, you know, obviously we have the LR Broly and the LR Majin Vegeta. Those guys have been staples. They've also been on the Revived Warriors category team. Obviously, Revived Warriors category is stronger because it's 170% up in the defense and attack, but the Vegeta here is more in the HP and the defense, which is pretty nice. But at the same time, though, the Vegeta has things like Prepare for Battle, which is going to go great with the Broly automatically, which the Frieza does not have. You obviously have a ton of support units, which I'm going to get into in a second, and it also allows to use 2 units. Now, granted, this Tech Majin Vegeta here that I also have down here can also be used on the Revived Warriors team, but again, support units and other stuff are a little bit nicer on this team. But one unit in particular that now has an actual category besides the low class Saiyan category or throwing them onto an Int team is Raddatz here. Raddatz is a total in-game free-to-play team. He attacks all units. When at the beginning of the turn, his own attack goes up by 50%, and when you're faced against 2 or more opponents, he gets +6 ki, attack and defense up 30%, which is pretty nice right there. He now has a category to compete, actually. If you don't have LR Broly, LR Majin Vegeta, any of these units that are allowed to attack all units at once, and you have Raddatz, he actually gets a pretty decent buff. Now, keep in mind with this super attack, if I remember correctly, it is not I think it's Extreme. I don't think it's Supreme, honestly. I don't honestly remember. I'm pulling it up on my phone as I'm trying to look at the camera right now. So we'll have to I'll take a look here in just a second. But Raddatz here by no means is, bad by any means. Let's see here. So I finally have him up. It looks to be Extreme. It looks to be extreme damage. So that's definitely kind of a downside right there. But overall, Raddatz finally has a category. Now, personally, for me, I'm going to be running the 2 LRs here, but I do want to test out this Raddatz on 30 times difficulty or even like 25 or something like that, because he could be really good. Now, obviously, Global, I know you don't have this Vegeta yet, but when he comes around, you might consider pulling for him if you're looking for a decent leader. Now, if you have Frieza, obviously, on this, Revived Warriors category, and you have great support units and everything, and you can run both these guys or even just the LR Broly, then maybe you're just looking at this going like, Talon, what's the point of this, man? I already have this best team out here. There's no point in it. But you cannot deny that Vegeta does bring a lot of these good support units and area of effect units together now that we recently couldn't have. Now, support unit-wise, this team is just overflowing with units. Right now, we have the Agility Turles, if you happen to have him. You also have Int Turles, if you don't have the Agility one, because he's +3 key. The only downside to the Int one, of course, is at 50%, but it is +3 key and attack of 20%. Bardock here is another great unit. HP, when above 30% of your HP, key +2, attack of 20% is really nice. This Goku right here, this physical Goku, he's pretty good too. Key +2, attack of 20%. Great support units when it comes to this team. And personally, I think this team just flows better, right? It just works more than the Revived Warriors category, especially if you don't have a lot of certain units on this team, whereas a Pure Sans category, almost everyone has Rebirth, Prepare for Battle, and all those other links that can help get them their super attacks and everything, which is really nice, especially if you don't have the LRs and you have these two guys right here. Raddatz is, well, he's self-sufficient, but the Majin Vegeta, throw a support unit on there, obviously he only has over in a flash, which kind of sucks, but he can still get a super attack out pretty well, especially if you're bringing items to change up the orbs and everything. It works out a lot better. This Goku right here is totally in-game as well. You can get him from the Baba shop. He gives 50% HP or more. He gives key +2, attack up 20%. Again, that 50% is kind of an for me, but I know a lot of people will run him. A lot of people have him rainbowed and everything, so he's pretty good right there. Not to mention, he does not have Rebirth. Does he have Rebirth right now? He does. So yeah, he definitely has Rebirth. So you can go ahead and go him if you want to. This Goku right here, the only downside to this Goku is if you have him on the first rotation, because it's key +3 if your HP is 99% or below. So kind of a risk reward, I guess, right there. This Goku is given to us via the Year 2 campaign, where it was 50% HP or above, key +2, attack up 20%. He's pretty good. So if you really needed to, this Goku's not bad, especially if you're trying to do that whole over to flash thing with the Majin Vegetas there. Not exactly a key support unit, but he does have over in a flash for the Majin Vegetas there if you happen to run him and everything like that. So this Vegeta right here, he's actually a good support unit. He only gives agility, strength, and physical key, and then attack and defense of 25%. However, like I said before, if you are running both the LR Broly or, okay, the LR Broly and the LR Majin Vegeta here, they fall in that category, right? Agility and strength right there. That's another +2 key. Not to mention Rebirth with the LR Majin Vegeta, which is really nice right there. He's actually a really good support unit. He truly is. Not to mention he gives attack and defense buffs right there of 25%. It works out pretty well for the guy, actually. So definitely something to keep in mind right there when it comes to this Pure Saiyan category team. It honestly is my personal team that I'm going to be running is going to be this team right here, where I have both of these guys because I was lucky enough to pull them. I'm going to have this Bardock, I'm going to have this Goku, and I'm going to have this Vegeta. Now, I don't have a GL Turles, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would easily be running the guy. Now, the one reason I personally don't want to run the Int Turles is because of that 50%. And if my, memory is correct when it comes to some of these World Tournament fights, especially when you're going into 30%, and you've got, or not 30%, 30 times difficulty, and you're trying to go through the one where you're trying to get 20 of these things in a row, where you win the whole thing 20 times. The 50%, you definitely go below 50% sometimes on your HP. And if Turles comes around on a bad rotation sometimes, yeah, that's 3 key you're missing out on right there. Whereas Bardock is only a 30% right there, and these two guys right here are no HP restrictions whatsoever. That's why I'm personally doing it. Again, Turles is still a great support unit though, especially with that 20% increase in the attack and everything like that. Just you know, that's my personal opinion when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, so this is the team I'm personally gonna be running. I can't wait to run it, actually. I'm not gonna go hardcore for the World Tournament. I might do one stream day or maybe for a couple hours or something like that, but streaming Dokkan can definitely tire me out, especially, so just when I get the same questions over and over again. But anyway, Pure Sands category. It may not be the strongest, but in my personal opinion, I think it's the best, especially because it allows a lot of other sand units to shine, especially the free-to-play Raddatz here. He's a great unit, not to mention Majin Vegeta. And even if you have Revived Warriors category like I do, and I have units to utilize all of that support, I still found myself using a decent amount of items. I don't see myself using that many items except for maybe like ushers to just make sure I don't get attacked sometimes, depending on what how the rotations go and everything like that. So I personally think this team is going to be amazing, and I can't personally wait to use it. We'll have to see when the World Tournament happens, what's going to happen there. Now, obviously, some other teams that we know of, just kind of give some updates, I would say, is we know we have the Revived Warriors category. Obviously, it's still the best in terms of attack, but, you know, you do need certain support units to definitely help this out. And, you know, if you're not lucky enough to have those, then that can be a bit of a downside right there. Obviously, bringing an STR team under Broly can be really helpful. These obviously aren't the best units by any means. I just kind of threw them together saying like, hey, if you happen to have these or you have some of them, it can work out for you. Another team I didn't throw in here that I probably should have is more of a villains team. Like if you wanted to have the AGL Rose instead of the STR one on more of a rainbow team, if you happen to be using the LR Goku here, if you're lucky enough to have him, that is. You can go ahead and throw on this AGL Turles if you want to. This is more assuming you're running the rainbow team or anything like that. The AGL Rose, if I can find it here real quick. There you are. So you can throw this guy on here because I know a lot of people have him compared to the SCR one. Global, you obviously don't have you have the SCR one now actually, so you can go ahead and use that if you want to. But other than that, there's a lot more options now when it comes to this kind of, you know, World Tournament builder and everything like that. This is an extreme team. Jace is really good. He's a total free play unit where he gives extreme types key +2, attack up 20%. So maybe if you're running, like, for example, the AGL Rose as your leader, and you throw him on there as well, and then you happen to have Broly and all these other, it can work out pretty well for you. So there's a lot of different options, and I know I didn't cover every single team. It's impossible to cover every single team. It all depends, again, what your types of cards are, but overall, the main focus of this video is to show that some of these units are coming back, and Pure Blooded Sands is a great category for it, and I cannot wait to try it out in the World Tournament. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. What kind of teams are you going to be running? Are you going to just kind of stick with your true and tried STR team, villains team, whatever the case may be? Now, one team I definitely skipped over real quick is using like the physical Xeno Trunks. I feel like most people don't use him anymore, especially if you have the Raddatz. He's totally in game, so, you know, I guess it is what it is. I mean, like I said before, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, I can't even talk right now because it's my 4th video in the row making today. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and let me know what team you're going to run, what team you like to run. Are you going to try out new teams? Are you just going to kind of stick with your true and tried team and all that fun stuff? Let me know all that stuff down in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.